having someone offer to give you your hand back is a strong loyalty motivator.
You know,
As
old
long as
One
you
Eye here.
deliver
He's the
eventually.
guy that got these guys for you. He knows all the best, shipmates in that region. So man, moving that damn dryer about killed me.
Not as young as you used to be, man. Gonna have to start letting, you know, help, dolly that stuff in.
Well, yeah, but Buck Thorn getting upgrades. Got his crossbows and shit.
Mm-hmm. Kill shot.
I made a flat fig this morning, so I can actually have a fig to use.
Yeah, I'm probably still just gonna use the little tiny hippity hoppity rabbit for now. I was planning on finishing this figure last night, and all we did was play Smash Brothers. Huh. They have a energetic run pose now. Oh, this is kind of cool. A low strike.
That's kind of cool.
Hang on a second. Got to call my daughter real quick.
I'm thinking I'll do the Notorious Spy. I just have to adjust it so he doesn't have a crossbow jabbed into his skull.
Yeah, you just have to mess with this pose a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I don't bother doing anything with the gear until I fix it.
Right.
got too damn hot moving that shit too. But
It's hot out.
you guys did capture 2 fire animals, right?
We
Yep.
did.
All right, Mr. Jekyll. You've been working on these engines basically for the better part of a month, almost a month really. And during that time, of course, people have been settling back in. There's been some unrest here and there because of the whole pro-con situation. And that's more or less been brutally put down whenever it comes back up. And comes time to when you want to lift these things off and do basically trials on them, see how they work or how much better they work, I guess. But during this month, the temperature actually warms up like a lot. It gets up over, probably 35 degrees. Snow starts melting.
Oh, sauna.
Toasted.
I know, right? Maybe even 40. People are like celebrating and everything. And nobody knows why, etc. But it just seems to be breaking. And
Before we proceed, I want to make a statement of intent for another thing I was doing during that time frame.
Oh, Lord.
sure,
I,
Sarah's like, oh Lord.
I'm gonna on both of the ships and both of the ships' engine rooms and both of the and all of the doors, or the front door and the door that the gold is stored in. I'm gonna cast Arcane Lock on.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm not sure where the gold is stored, but
well, I assumed it was in Fibers in Ville's house somewhere.
Yeah, we've got it.
oh, okay. I thought you meant it was on one of the ship.
Nah,
I
it's
mean,
down in our burrow.
yeah, it's not my gold. So, although I
It's
guess some of it
our
is,
gold.
but and basically that lasts until it's dispelled. Costs 25 gold pieces each time you cast it, and it is basically I can set up a keyword. So anyone I designate when I cast it can just walk through it normally, and those that know the password can get in.
Okay.
Adding some security to my ships and stuff.
I know. Getting all like, governmental over here.
I got a lot of gold sitting around.
Yes, you do. So it's in the burrow. It's not on our ships.
Correct.
Right.
With
Guess you need to
15
add a little
dogs.
vault over there,
I have the 2 chests. Each with 10,000 gold pieces in them.
10,000? I thought it was 15,000.
I think we put 500 somewhere else.
You're still missing 4,500.
What?
We got 15,000 from dude.
Oh no, that's right. We talked about that because we didn't explicitly say, okay, he gave you the rest. Okay, I'll change one of these to 15,000. You could keep 5,000 in a chest in your area.
5,000 on the ships for pay chests.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think I'll just come get it.
You want me to keep it over here?
Get it. Or maybe we'll put it in the bank.
Is there a bank to be trusted around here? With all the warring and...
There is a really good bank here in Saltmarsh, actually.
Good according to whom?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's...
Penguin?
I mean, yeah, if the city got overrun, well, I don't know if you could get to the bank and get your shit out, but, so it's up to you guys.
Nah, it's all right. We'll keep it. I don't trust it to not be appropriated anyways. All right, sorry. I'm done.
No, you're good. You're good.
I took that spell and I had planned on using it.
But yeah, day before you're gonna go set off on your, your new air trials, I guess you would call them. You're asked to come, to see Iskillion, and when you get there, he tells you, that while he's like everyone else elated that the temperature's rising and everything, he no one knows why, and while you're doing these trials, he wants you to push it a little further, and he wants you to scout out as far east as you can go, and kind of like southeast as well, cross over the Mirror Dead Man, over through Darkpine, and cross the Phalanx if you feel like it, because he also tells you like there's like no communication coming out of Darkpine anymore. They've sent like riders, and they haven't come back, and they've sent they've tried to talk to them other means, and it just nothing. And they haven't sent a ship down there because, until recently it's just too icy and shit. But he was thinking about it, but it's much faster to do it with the air.
Oh hell.
And so, you could decide which one goes east, which one goes southeast, whatever. Obviously, whichever one you're going to be on, and whichever one, I guess. So I'm assuming T1's going to captain the other one, and because he's an artificer like you, right? So
makes sense.
And you've kind of been unofficially just, named Sky Marshal Mykonos. So he's leaving the operational part of it up to you,
So we're just
Sky Marshal sounds like a really good term, actually, but
an exploratory mission to.
Well, one, he wants to know.
Darkpine.
He just wants information, any information whatsoever. You go down Darkpine, go down the Triber Road, or however you want to, the northern one. What you do when you're out there. You're in command of the ship, so.
Well, I have no desire to split my two ships up, so. So we're gonna go together.
We go together like...
You want to just take them in one direction, is what you're saying?
Yep. We'll just make one big loop together.
Oh, you're gonna go one way and just make a whole circle, is what you're saying?
Yep. Hey man, keeping my ships together. Don't split the air forces.
Especially, doesn't only one of them have weapons on it, or did you change that?
I don't know what's changed in the last month, but
I
Oh,
gave my
they're
dogs
throwing all
dog
types
beds.
of resources at them. They're both identical, basically.
but I also have no desire to fly into the Mirror of Dead Men, so we're gonna go.
Well, you're not gonna fly in there. You just fly over it. I mean,
Well, yeah, but there's a flying beast in there that might take offense. I'm going to go down the low road.
I mean, doesn't matter. I mean, just one's longer than the other. Is all I'm saying.
Or better said, I guess Thornhold is their capital, right?
It's a really big port, and that's pretty much where they more or less moved to. Darkpine that's where their original home was, but that they built Thornhold up a lot.
Well, all right. Well, I mean, I have no problem with that. We need to test these airships anyways. We'll just fly to the Invari Tower and see what's there.
I mean, technically, Darkpine is, in, I guess, theory, still the capital, but
Fair. I didn't see Darkbone over there. Awfully close to the Feylands, man. They might get influenced.
yeah, that'd be a meeting. I don't know how that'd go.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll totally do that. We'll be back in, you know, a month. Because it's gonna take a long time to fly.
It is.
Unless we got these rocket booster fire elementals on our ships now.
There you go. There's an airship.
It's a dirigible.
Dirigible.
It's a what?
Dirigible.
Dirigible.
Dirigible. And there's a little mini version that T2 made for the babies.
I placed it on the map. The southeast map.
I put one in the bedroom. The baby bunnies.
All right. Well, I mean,
Hang on, I'm looking in one of my bags or something real quick. Thought I had it in here.
need to name our ships.
Bigger, blacker ship. And
Oh, they are your ship. Check these bad boys out for whenever we play on the map. Their altitude marker.
nice. Little clouds. Happy little clouds.
Yeah, your ship can go up to the middle. It should be 3,000 feet, but it's not. I need to write it on there. But someday you'll upgrade them to go up higher. 3,000 feet's as high as our modern ones go.
Yeah, you have to. Air would get pretty thin.
It does. Well, let's see. Which crew is on which one here? Just name these boards here. You said the hookers are going with you, right? So
Dang straight.
assume you're in the lead, so we'll just put it up here in the lead, or just however. I don't know if you're flying abreast or what you're doing, but
Where are you at?
I'm on your ships, right here in the middle.
On the map? Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, your ships.
I was talking about the figs. I thought you were over there.
No, that's just me playing with all my dolls, like the adult that I am.
I guess the salty crew will be on the back. T1 will be on the back one, and I guess T2 would be there.
Makes sense.
Jekyll's in command of the front one. I don't know if you want Dago with you or not, but he wants to go.
How did that whole thing play out?
Luckily off screen.
So we're all just happy little townsfolk now with a...
Hey, man. Iskillion's fine if you can leave your past behind you. You know, if you can't leave your past behind you, then it's not going to be good.
Noted.
Guess, Ruth would be on this one if she's here. I don't know if she's here. But
I assume she would come with me. She has a cabin down there, right?
yeah, Lord knows she prays in there all the time.
Alrighty, well, let's see. T1, T2. Daga. No, Daga. You eat a lot.
So,
Put him with Sleestack in
you
the
got a lot of
village.
money.
I'll put Daga up here with me. He can
You can dive behind him if something shoots at you.
He can man the deck and throw stones at stuff. Good Daga, good Daga. Of course, I'm not sure I can speak to him. He speaks broken common, I guess.
Yeah, he can speak common, broken common.
You know. Vale Fiver, you coming on the scouting expedition?
Guess one of us could go. Which one you want to go?
It's up to you.
I figure one of them will be better suited. I didn't realize this was a whole thing that was actually happening. What do you need? Do you need a arrow or a muscle? I don't even have their character sheets open.
I don't honestly know. Just whoever you want to play.
You want me
Whoever
to
you
send?
want.
I mean, I could send Buckthorn as his first little adventure with, because it's just scouting, right? It's gonna be fine. Send Buckthorn and Adventure Stubbs. So Adventure Stubbs can communicate back to back home.
So Buckthorn and Adventure Stubbs is going. I'm assuming he'd be on Jekyll's ship because Jekyll would look after him. I mean, T1 would, but come on, sometimes his programming can a little off. Let's go, but
Doesn't sound like a lot of adventuring going on.
yeah, we're setting up something real quick.
There you go.
Here, you can, helping the crow's nest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I gotta keep somebody up there looking around.
Yeah, well, T1, you are in charge of whatever the ship is here, so you can
All right.
place
I
your
have a
guys where you
+9
want
on
them.
perception if you want to send Buckthorn up to the crow's nest.
If you want, sure, Buckthorn, you can go up there.
Will adventure stubs fit?
Might have to carry him, but
You probably have to carry him. He doesn't.
That's why I got this little backpack. Boop. What is this? Is this not the crow's nest? What is this one?
That's actually the furnace.
Oh.
It's this thing here going up through into the balloon.
Nice.
Actually, not 100% certain how you get to the crow's nest, because the furnace, because
I assume you climb along the outer edge of this thing.
yeah, I'm assuming you go up there and stay up there, because this is damn dangerous to come down.
Well, I've got a +8 to acrobatics.
I mean, realistically, you could probably put like a full-blown netting all along the air, and you go through the netting tube. But
yes, basically like I'm just a rope ladder too.
well, yeah, but you surround it at all times by this tube of netting.
Only if you're a scaredy cat.
Who you calling a scaredy cat? Grexus looks around.
Grexus ain't got no name.
Grexus is known by his deeds.
Hell yeah. Trying to be immortal.
But
You logging on lunch?
Trying to. Steam is still trying to connect.
Yeah. Evil Steam.
Ugh, just shuffled my bag. I'm so sad.
Oh!
it's our pizza on the way here.
Gonna
They're
send
cooking
two
it
twos to
right
the crow's
now.
nest.
I thought they were out of commission there
It's been a month, man.
since yesterday.
Time flies. And so do airships.
Hey, hopefully.
What the fuck? Why is my Steam not working?
Restart it, man.
Have you tried turning it off?
Have you tried the IT first rule?
Well, I know it's plugged in, so I have power because I'm on. But I guess I'm gonna have to restart.
Didn't you just do all this school shit for this? That's what it is, man. You got some secret spy program already running on there.
Probably interfering with shit.
It's the Russian.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna try to restart and see what happens.
Buckthorn leaps off the side and like swings down to the deck around the balloon.
Those ships are actually, unless they're going out to sea, they're going backwards. Although I agree, the fat part should be in front, but if you look at the bottom, they got these big fans down there that you're someday going to put air oils in.
But yeah, but they're going the right way. We're going down towards.
No, I just spun them around. They were facing the other way.
Oh, okay.
Did you decide names for your new ships?
Shipwreck.
I hadn't given it enough thought yet.
I'd
Maybe
say 1 ship, 2 ship, red ship, blue ship. Eh?
we don't have 4 ships yet.
We have 1 ship, 2 ships, red ship, blue ship.
Thinking he might want to have a different real name for them.
You know, we'll have to think about it. T1 is the captain of his ship. He can name it.
All right, so what flight path are they? They're just going to follow the low road, you said?
Yep. We're going to the Invari Tower.
Okay.
What's your cat's name?
Rex.
Grexus. Is it weird for Grexus to be friends with rabbits who have pet cats?
No, I don't see why not.
No, because they have a lot of big ass dogs that run around all.
I feel like we've developed it's quite a complicated ecosystem we've built here with rabbit folk and cat folk and sentient dogs and hairless cats.
Now you're sounding like Uncle Sean.
What, a hairless cat?
I just speak the truth, man.
I have Bingus and Dingus that were appeared at some point in my overly elaborate rabbit's den. Hey, you made it.
Yay! Copa has arrived.
Oh, Alexa, stop.
What stopped?
Don't pay her any mind. She wasn't talking to us.
She's always listening.
That didn't transmit.
I said she's always listening.
I was talking to her. Eric, you on one of these ships?
Are we bringing our whole party? Is that what happened?
Man, I don't know. I have no
Well, a
idea
lot
what
of people would, but I mean, it's up to you if you're going to be on the ship or staying in town.
happened.
I don't even know what we're doing.
We are going on a maiden voyage of our ships with their new fire elementals. And Iskillion wants us to see what's happened, why Dark Pine is silent, and then he wants us to just do a general scout of the region. So we're flying around the whole map.
All right.
I don't know if we need to leave people behind. I thought we were playing with Grexus and them today, so do we need to leave them? What's happening?
I mean, you can leave them if you want. It's up to you. It's not going to affect them at all. Well, I mean, it will, but depending on how you do. But I needed this for you guys around. It's up to you. I mean, you're in charge of your ships. If you, and I already said he basically doesn't. He just assumes you're going to load your ships up how you want to load them up. He didn't send anyone with you or anything, unless you requested it, which you didn't. So, it's up to you who you want to take with you.
So what you're saying?
I know.
Everyone, but not everyone has to get off the ship. Whatever we're doing.
Hey, wait a minute. I didn't hear all that. Say that again.
It said everyone can go, but not necessarily everyone's getting off the ship to do whatever the mission is.
Well, they're going on this big long scouting mission. Yeah. So, if you want your guys to go, you can go. You know, again, Matt loaded up his guys. He's loaded for bear on his ship. Brad's character's there, Daga's there, all these, he's got his crew, you have your crew. T1, and technically the only people that have to go is T1 and Jekyll, because they captain the ships. They're the only ones that have to go.
All right. Well, I guess T2 is going to come since, he's T1's butler there guy.
I put him in a crow's nest, but I don't know if you want him there. Any age people can be there.
Sure. Were you bringing along Grexus, Matt?
I mean, I was going to, but I don't. That's the problem with playing multiple threads. Are we playing Grexus today? What are we doing?
I'm playing both of them. I have to see what you want to do with these guys. You're in charge, right? You're in charge of the Stormcrows. You're in charge of all that. So whoever's left behind will do whatever happens in the city, and whoever's not will do whatever's going on on these boats.
Well, Grexus's whole purpose in life is to explore and adventure, and there is no better opportunity to see the new land than on the back of an airship. So Grexus's personality would make him want to go.
There you go.
So that's why Grexus is going. Now, whatever.
I feel certain Brad would want his magic eater to go because he's already told me he wants to go explore and find more power, and not power, but artifacts and stuff. So he might try to tell you to, hey, there's something down there, land or whatever. I don't know if you'd listen to him, but he's that type of guy. He's probably going to get you in trouble because he's the cat that,
And
so yeah, anybody that stays in the city will do whatever is going to happen in the city. I mean, and there will be shit goes down in the city, but it's not really character specific. I mean, I assumed Fiverr or Vil would stay in the city because she seems to split them up because they got youngins and stuff.
Yeah, she's gonna bring Buckthorn and leave the others. I mean, maybe Ruth would stay behind since someone to watch over our gold, and she's one of the higher ranking of the Stormcrows now.
Sure, Ruth can stay.
Fuck it, all three of my characters coming. Let's go for a wipe. Go off the edge.
Let's go for a wipe.
Let's go for a wipe. All right, all three of yours are
Where
going.
is his mage? Did he have a?
He didn't even have a figure yet. We can just get him one,
Who?
I'll just use the base mage fig from the.
That works.
There he is. Although he's in the wrong ship. Poof.
Copa says, I'm bringing all the firepower.
He's down in his cabin doing research like a mage.
Just like a mage.
Oh, actually, he'd probably be one on the deck because he'd want to look over the sides. He's reading a book on the deck.
Hit a little air turbulence, drops it. Can we go get that?
He doesn't have to because he can just summon it back to his hand. He's the scribe, right? Is that the one he chose? I don't know what he chose.
I think so.
Well, then he can just summon it back to his hand. Poof.
Well, that's his spell book, right? What if it's just a book?
Oh, his book? Oh, if it was just a book, well, goodbye, book.
You're
Mage
like, I'm
hand
not
that
sending
shit.
over like that.
That's why you don't dangle things over the side of the ship. Now you know.
It says it right here on this placard.
Yes.
Don't hold things over the edge of the ship.
No turning back.
No dangling.
No dangling participles.
There
What
was
did you
actually a
call it,
sign like
Matthew?
that on the cruise I went on.
No dangling with nomenclature.
All right, let's focus.
I
I
just
took
wanted
my
to know
Adderall
who
today.
was
I'm
going
ready.
what.
Did I add it stubbed? Oh, it's on the way.
All right. You guys make the trip, You're like I said, they normally do 3 to 5 miles an hour normally. I don't know if you want to push it, what you're wanting to do, but you can easily do what it always did.
Oh no, there's no reason just to push it. It's just we're on an exploratory mission, trying out the new ships.
All right. Well, they're a lot lighter since you don't have all that coal in there anymore.
Right? We can store more goods, longer voyages.
That's right, you can. All right, I'm gonna need whoever's in the crow's nest to make up some perception rolls. Whoever those individuals are.
That's me. I guess
And
there's
the
also
butler.
someone.
Casting. Oh
You
wait.
ain't got no cocaine. Don't even try to sniff it.
I have guidance.
Do I get
T2
any?
T2 has guidance to himself.
Do I get any help from Stubbs? He has advantage on hearing or smell.
Well, his sight is no better than yours. Actually, it's a hell of a lot worse.
Stubbs is probably curled up in the bottom of the crow's nest.
He can't even look over the railing. And remember what we talked about dangling.
I'm not Michael Jackson. I would keep him. Anyway, I almost had a nat 20. Oh, I'm looking at Vil. Oh, perception. 9 plus 8. I got a 17.
Man, we're gonna have to craft some sending stones. We're gonna be able to talk to the crow's nest.
I got a 13.
There's the pizza.
That was quick.
Yeah. It'll take about 12 hours or so to get to the Verney Tower, give or take. I'll wait till y'all get y'all's pizza.
Much appreciated.
And what altitude are you going to want to be at, Matt?
Yeah, we want to be able to see the ground clearly, so you tell me, what's the cloud cover?
Oh, like I said, man, it's a sunny, beautiful day. There's sun's high in the sky, snow's actually melting and stuff.
So what's this?
No clouds.
What's this
Yeah,
lowest
not
one?
really.
It's 1,000. Think
That's
about 1,000.
technically 1,000, yeah.
Well, I mean, 1,000 feet, well above any, natural thing that would be near a road, so should be fine.
All right. What'd you roll, Lawrence?
It's at 13.
You rolled 13, and
I had a
had to wait till
17.
oh, okay. Okay, you're 1,000 feet. You're not really that high. I mean, these mountains actually ain't even that high. The ones close to normal in the northern part are, you know, anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 feet high. They're not even that big. But Icefire Peak is something like 10,000 feet. But you notice down on the ground when you get to the river, there's actually forts built on either side of that, dividing the line between Dark Pine and the new kingdom of Mykonos, formerly the Alliance. And in the snow, even from this distance, you can see there's just blood everywhere, all over the snow and on either side. And while you're hovering above it, you can see bodies that are down there. But
I think I just
but
had
they
an idea.
You had an idea.
I heard
So
a ding somewhere.
Pulling out the spyglass to look closer.
And I mean, you notice, yeah, both sides, both, they're not really, they're more like small, river forts. They're not like keeps or anything. It doesn't look like they were fighting each other, because you don't see any of the Dark Pineans on the northern side of the river. You don't see any of the, of Iskillion's people or whatever on the southern side of the river. Whatever happened to them happened individually.
Did we see any signs of attempted escape down back towards Saltmarsh?
Nah, the road's super muddy, now, but you didn't. There weren't any people or anything. You couldn't really, and it certainly didn't look like any mass people or anything came down it.
Well, I'm gonna bring my airship down to, hover to, where we do the drop down with our ropes.
So you want to be down like 50 feet, 100 feet, whatever,
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm gonna drop a team down to go smell it, see how long it's been.
All right, you get down 50 feet or whatever, and you're hovering there. T1, where are you at? You still 1,000 feet in the air, or what are you doing?
I'll maintain our altitude stationary there and wait for signal.
All right. You drop. I don't know who you're going to drop down, Matt, but whoever it is, they'll get down there. And
Grexter says, "I'll go."
Dogger just leaps off. I'll do it.
Oh, oh my goodness.
He lands in the mud and the muck and the snow, and it just flies up all around him and stuff. And he's like, "I must be getting old. That's hard on my knees."
Well, I'm not going to leap from 50 feet up, so I'm going to take the rope.
So you're going down with, all right, so it's you and Daga. Oops.
Captain can't leave his ship.
I think I pulled your stuff off the map. Who I did.
I didn't even notice these blimps. All right.
Yeah, man, got your own little blimp.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors happening.
Yeah, you have to name your ship, T1. You're the captain of one of them, so I'm going to name mine.
I've already shot down one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, which is fine.
Fact.
So yeah, whichever, whether you're team red or team blue,
Named it Corpse Lancer.
Good God. Good God, man.
Also, I just read the bonding on the sidekick, and you can only communicate up to 100 feet.
Well, you could, but when I was thinking of those dogs, I looked up one in the Dungeon Master's Guide, or not, I mean in the Monster Manual, and
yeah,
I'll look it up again. I can't think of what his name is, but they have telepathy as long as you're on the planet.
Oh, okay, cool,
You know,
cool.
They're special dogs.
Cool. I was just making sure. I was gonna be real sad. I was like,
I actually
oh,
nerfed them because it's supposed to be on the same plane. You know, I said only on the planet.
nice. Okay, cool. That makes me feel better then. So,
Because
so I
technically the same plane of existence is Earth to Mars or Jupiter or wherever. You know.
nice.
Yup.
Uh, cool. So yeah, so I mean, we could be relaying the things that we see back to Vil, who can keep the people posted and get feedback more quickly.
Fair.
Once we figure out like some tin can phone system for me to communicate to you from the top of the
Fair.
anyway.
Well, that's actually how the first communications were done. It was just a copper tube. You know, scream down in it to the guy below decks.
Perfect.
That's why the Cylons couldn't take control of it.
Yeah, copy that, bitches.
I mean, we just have to make some sending stones, but we just have to crap some. Like I said, taking our ship down, lowering
Hey,
Grexus down to the ground. That's who I'm sending.
you get down on the ground and oh, excuse me, man, and oh, somebody had the recorder going, the timer, and you get down there and you find, man, these dudes. You know, there's no other bodies other than them anywhere that you find. You know, there's no, no other than them, but they've all been like just viciously hacked, like they were in a battle. And there's all types of, you can tell there was a battle on the ground, and but presumably whoever attacked them, if any of their people died, they picked up their people and left. But yeah, they've been easily, they're warfare injuries. You've seen it dozens and dozens of times. You've inflicted it dozens and dozens of times.
They're what entries?
Battle injuries.
Oh, okay. Well, Grexus will start sniffing around the area, looking at tracks and stuff, trying to identify, what might happen.
All right, Mr. Grexus. What's that mighty survival skill of yours?
+5.
Nice.
Got to pull from a different bag. Almost got in trouble.
You can
See what I
take
can
them
find
out
out.
of the bag. You just don't take the ones that I have pulled specifically for myself to use.
15.
Because I name them.
You got on to me for taking from just the bags.
Because it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine.
You definitely can tell there were other individuals here, but you couldn't really define what they were. But you do know that they went to great lengths to hide their presence.
Smart prey, Dogger.
Dogger's like, they cold, but can I eat? No,
Best-
that'd be bad. Iskillion would probably kill me. I don't want to do that.
Best not in the view of the crew.
Can't be eating these Spartans or whatever they are. They're probably just regular troops
Probably.
from Salt Marsh.
All right. Do I see anything else around the area that's worthy of being checked out, or?
You notice, like in the, it was a wooden palisade, area, and there's a wooden bridge going across to the other side of the river where the dark pine ends would be. But it's got holes blown to it, and they weren't, you've seen them, like if you fire your ballistas through a, side of a, target, it'll blow a hole in it. But these are easily as big as your head, probably, and but they weren't fired from ballistas. You think they were probably fired from some type of shot. And the side, the wood is actually kind of burnt where it went through, whatever it was. And some of these individuals, whatever they were hit with, they were literally just blown in just blown in half.
Scorching ray.
Come on, Dogga. We're gonna go investigate the other side. I'll motion up to the ship and just point across the bridge. Is anybody else down here with me?
It's just you two.
You and the big guy.
All right, come on, Dogga. We are not scared. We cross the bridge and
We're gonna assume Skeezy is you taught him how to fly, so he'll at least enough to go forward.
why do I have to do that?
I thought you were motioning it to cross the river with you.
Well, Jekyll's not down there.
Just Grexus.
Oh, I thought Jekyll was down.
Nah, just Grexus.
Oh no, it's your other guy, whoever he is.
Cat.
Grexus.
It's over here, beside Dogga.
Oh, he was two-dimensional to me, so I
Yeah.
couldn't see him.
Yeah.
Taco was hiding him.
I am sneaky. I turn sideways.
If you stand sideways, you're invisible.
I move so still you can't see me.
And you guys cross the bridge. Dog is like thumping across it, thump, thump, thump. And you get all the way across. Their, gate has been shot through too, and their people are various, and some of them tried to actually run back the other way, but they didn't get far. They were cut down. Some of them viciously chopped up, and other ones, again, looks like they were hit by some large ordnance, if you will.
All right. Well, I'll investigate the area and, see if I can glean any more information on who could have done this, tracks, etc.
Sure, you can roll again.
Whew. 21.
Whew. Yeah, you find like one or two prints in the mud, in the muck, but they look almost like elongated paw prints. They weren't wearing boots or anything, and
I didn't know any more of my people were over here.
Well, they look more like a not like a cat paw print, but more like a dog print, but a little bit. It's just shaped weird from what you could tell. It looks like a dog, elongated dog foot, but the shape just seemed off to you.
Ooh. Keep your eyes peeled, Dogga. There are dog things in this area.
You really got away with words, Grexus.
Dog's good. Dog on a spick, one of my favorites.
Yeah, we'll finish surveying the area and, we'll motion, or we'll just go back to the ropes and climb back up.
And you notice some of them, like, they don't have what you would consider death wounds on them, but their faces are, they do have a wound on them, but you don't think it would have been fatal, the wound itself, but their faces are just contorted in agonizing pain, and they just froze that way,
That's disconcerting. Back to the ship.
You go back, you climb up the ship. Now it's getting dark now, but so I don't know if you guys want to, land or try and hover all night,
Is there any reason to land? We have no limit on fuel, so
Hover in the air.
No, it's just, I don't know what you want to do.
If we relay what we have seen back to Vil and the other leaders of the area, do they have any input?
No, I mean, they have no, you know more than they know, they.
Gross. Clean
They
that
just,
up.
they just want you to continue on searching,
Cool.
I mean, we'll just hover. You know,
Yeah, I'm
You
not
know, they
interested
wouldn't
in
mind you
sleeping in a-
like, you know, burying those people, but
no.
What?
Tell them we can have our ogre disposal service take care of it.
What's wrong with you?
We waste not, want not.
Ugh.
He's a hungry, growing boy. Okay.
We'll just hover up, up off the ground.
all right, how high you want to try and go and stay?
You just come back up to me.
I'll just go back up to him.
All right, you guys get up, you know, 1,000 feet in the air. Not sure how far apart you are, but you know, you
Within
wanna,
shouting distance.
oh, so you're really close. And
Hey, what's your name? Sorry, it was a meme.
Oh, okay. I
I
was
think
like,
I saw
No.
that.
You know, it's like, what's your name? Tony. Hey, Tony. Fuck you, Tony.
don't you do it! Don't you talk about my mother!
Yeah.
all right, we'll set up watches for the night and continue on at first light. I'm gonna put a series of gyroscopic, alert bots at the doors to my, to below decks.
All right, you guys, you know, the whole night will go by. You guys have whatever rotations you have go on, and it'll be fine. Get up the next day, you've drifted a little bit off, but it's, you know, been fairly stable. You know, and there's not any real high winds or anything. Like I said, the weather's really, really good. It was, you know, beautiful night. You could see all the stars, etc. You know, keep going to the wrong map.
You know, obviously just making sure we don't have too much light coming off of these ships. Give our position away.
Well, we have a really big flame elemental. I guess it's contained so its light doesn't leak.
Well, I mean, that would be inside the ship. That's just a fuel source.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
literally right on the deck.
Yeah, it's this thing right here.
See that big flame going up in that tunnel over there?
Where? Where are we looking at?
On the
Right
deck,
here on your ship. See it right there. See it?
Oh, okay.
the one is where it's contained.
And if you look over to the left of it, you'll see it right there. It's got a big flame going up in there.
So what you're saying is we need to make a shaft that kind of goes up into that tube a little bit more to conceal the flame more. Got you. Okay.
I think there's a reason they don't do that. Something about gases and stuff.
It's probably just to help prevent, actual burning of material rather than heat transfer. Since we could literally just pump the heat up there to it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was getting at. You know, I'm not saying you're necessarily connecting it, but make it a little bit closer versus having this giant fucking flame blaring out.
All good. All right. Well, the night has passed, and we are still roughly in position. I guess we could toss anchor down lines down to the ground, snag ourselves on something in the future.
That's actually what you're supposed to do.
It's my first time captain in an airship, so hey, live and learn. Well, with no reason to stay here. We're
If you're just following the road south, the low road, you know, you'll get, you know, assuming you're maintaining the same speed.
We are.
You know, that's about 10 hours. right, boys, make some more perception rolls. And girls, whoever.
Buckthorn's a boy. It's okay.
Not again.
Oh yeah.
I think it's literally what I just rolled, God.
I got a 23.
What you got there, Law?
1 second, man. I got 13 again.
13.
That's why,
Good thing- Good thing
that's
you're
why
the
they're in the
trailing
lead.
ship. Yeah,
Yeah,
good thing
exactly.
you're the trailing ship. Yeah.
The Hummingbird could be the name of our ship.
Today's getting a little cloudier. Clouds are coming in off the sea and everything. And but other than that, you may have to rise to go above them unless you want to be in the storm. But it's that's a couple hours out.
Do not want to be in the storm. Well, according to looking at the map, I mean, do we need to continue down this path, or can we dart left and go over the mountain ridges towards Darkpine itself?
You
I
could.
mean,
You'd have to go higher. You probably have to get to 3,000 feet to go over the mountains, but because they're only about 3,000 feet, give or take.
I figured we'd just go down to Thornhold and see what's going on there, and then we'd curve to Darkpine.
Okay.
By the time you get down to Thornhold, it'll be nighttime by the time you get down there. You'd be about 6 miles away from it.
See lights in the city?
You see a lot of lights in the city. It's lit up big. And matter of fact,
we won't approach during the night. We'll wait till tomorrow.
You can even see one of their big sky barges hovering over the city, and it's got big spotlights panning around left, right, up, down. But even from here, from your altitude, you can see like they're busy doing a bunch of shit. There's a whole bunch of ships in dock. They're loading them up. Some of them even sail out at night.
All right, but we'll, I guess, is the storm worsening, or is it past, or is it?
No, it'll be there before the night's over. So you can either set down or try and go over it, one or the other, or just weather it.
And just go above it. That's fine.
If we can.
Oh,
No, you said we could, so.
All right.
I said you could try it. I don't know. All right, boys. Time to make you some piloting rolls as you rise up through the storm.
I mean, we would rise up before the storm hit us. We wouldn't wait till the storm got to us and then try to rise above it.
I know, but
you said piloting, so that's Matthew, right?
It's gonna be Matthew and T1. You get up there, and it's, you get up about 3,000 feet. I mean, you can actually try and go higher than 3,000 feet, but storm catches you when you're at 3,000 feet. 3,000 feet is technically as high as you're supposed to be able to go.
12.
4.
How do you got a 4?
Well, we only have a piloting of +1 that looks like you guys put on there. Cast guidance on myself.
It's intelligence based.
Oh, my bad.
I got a 5. Yeah, I guess it's intelligence. I don't know.
It is.
All right, Matt, you lift up. You usually, go above it, but you lose sight of his blimp in the darkness, and it it falls below you. You know.
I just
You know.
assume he'll make it up.
You know, you're 4,000 feet. So he was at 3,000. He may have went. He's out of your sight. He's just somewhere. You don't see him. Lawrence, the wind's blowing you off course, and you've lost a degree of height, so you're like 2,000 feet off the ground, struggling to get it back up in the air, higher.
Okay.
Make another roll if you want.
I don't have a choice, but okay.
There's always a choice.
You push up another
14.
1,000. You push up another 1,000 feet. You're at 3,000 feet now, back to where you gained all that you lost.
Another 14.
There you go. You made it. You're at 4,000 feet, the highest the balloons have ever been, and it's cold as fuck.
Is it warm at the top of the crow's nest?
The crow's nest is probably one of the warmest places to be.
We're all toasty.
We'll gather around the central. I'd imagine we have like tubes coming out of the fire elemental, pumping some heat down into the hold.
Y'all got fancy in your downtime.
I mean, if you have an unlimited source of heat, why not?
I mean, you just have little brass tubes running around wherever, metal tubes. I mean, like, you'd have one running down from the crow's nest to relay messages versus yelling. You're just talking to the tube system.
Well, y'all can write all that down the next time you get back to shop. And, you get above it, you see his fire off in the distance. You move, you guys can hook back up and everything. Do you want to holler over at you? Yeah, I was just testing out the, stress on it. It worked.
Good job, T1. We are maintaining position as best we can for the night.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that the next day. Before the morning comes, the storm will move off to the east. And you guys are literally about 6 miles out, hovering in the sky. You realize they could see you probably if they, assuming they rolled good enough to see you. But so it's up to you how close you want to get, is what I'm saying.
Oh, we're not going to approach from the air. We're going to set down, a non-threatening distance away. And I actually don't even care to talk to him.
Well, you don't have to sit down. You don't have to do any of it.
They look human, right? Or whatever race that this kingdom's supposed to be at. They look normal. They're just busy.
They're almost exclusively human.
Well, then it seems like they're okay.
Zoop. We're turning around.
So you heading back towards Darkpine or back up north?
We're heading, we'll skirt the mountain range. I mean, we were told to go all around this area, so I want to see lights in Darkpine, and I'm going to cross the mountain range here outside the Feylands to hit this Helldale path.
All right. Like I said, you're up at 4,000 feet. You'll clear almost all these mountains unless you go towards one of the bigger ones. And you do notice, there's a train of people leaving Darkpine, all that down there, and everyone's moving towards the coast.
Well,
wagons, horses, cattle, men, women, children, everyone. It's like, a migration. That's what it looks like. Thousands of people.
Well, we'll relay that information back to Buckthorn and find out what they want to know.
Information relayed.
Relay dogs! Yay!
It's like
You go to your, you know, he relays it back or whatever. But who are you sending this to specifically?
I mean, it's got to go to Vil, and so she's in. Isn't she working with the other leaders of the city?
Right, right.
So, I mean, the council, whoever. I mean, I would assume they would all be close to get this information, in as real time as possible, right? Because that's sort of the whole point.
Really, regardless of how fast it is or not, it's still much faster than us flying back, so.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if we have to wait, if she was, I don't know, at home taking care of the kids or doing something, or I don't know, whoever she has to.
Just go talk to Iskillion.
Yeah, yeah, basically that's what I meant.
But that's the scene you'll have, as you travel up through there, and they're assuming you're still, whatever altitude you are. I mean, there are little bitty ants down there, but you can see them through your spy glasses, etc. And you're certain some people have seen your blimps or whatever, but they don't seem to be, certainly no military or nothing, seem to be worried about it, because they're all heading towards the coast.
So, is this a hostile nation towards us or no?
It's sort of a friend of my, frenemies,
They would normally be hostile if we just flew ships in here like this, I'm certain. So, something's going on.
So don't fly, our flag colors, got you.
Well, I mean, definitely fly our flag colors, because then we're just unknowns. They might not shoot defensive allies, but they might come approach us and talk to us.
All right.
I don't know. You can move your ships from here. I don't know exactly which direction you wanted to go.
I'm going out. Oh, I left one behind.
Because you'll make it about right here at nighttime.
I would assume, just taking a guess from it, looking at the information that's been provided, they're leaving Dark Pine going towards the coast, right? In droves of people leaving the city. The only thing that's close, as far as that we could see on this map, or the cartography or whatever the map that we have, is I feel like something's coming out of the Feylands. What it is, I don't know. Don't know much about it.
But they are dying from fear as much as like physical wounds or magical means that aren't visible.
Like something's getting the life force sucked out of their, body,
So
all right. We're going to back up into town before, it's nighttime now, but we're going to back up into town where Bill and the rest of you get. Well, actually, Lawrence, you don't have anybody there.
Nope, and, I don't either.
Actually, you don't either. So, all right, Bill, it's just you and Ruth.
Vil, Ruth,
and Ruth is
Fiverr.
And Fiverr.
Yeah. Well, Fiverr's there. Yeah.
And a bunch of
all right,
dogs.
Bill, you're up in.
What happened to the Iskillion figure? Is it just this giant one now?
It's just a giant one there. You can copy it and put it on board.
I can't find that.
Yeah, Bill, you're over in Downcliff doing all, humanitarian type stuff, getting, people to quote unquote get along, and you're really successful about it actually, and everybody actually in town is there for the most part, other than the diehard Proconians. They're fewer and fewer every day. But I don't know, somebody they come running up to you and say, Bill, you have to hide. You have to, we got to get you out of here real quick.
Oh, fuck.
And there, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just swearing.
Oh.
like go back home or like leave the city.
He says, I don't know what's going on, but Iskillion's guards have rounded up all of the council, and he's taken them to the spikes where they've been impaling all the Proconians, and he says that word is that the council has betrayed him,
The fuck?
and they've already captured almost all of them.
Oh no, the time's up, guys. I mean, have we not stayed in communication with it? Isn't he like sort of our friend? Didn't we give him power? I mean, us is not like the council, but like Vil and Fiverr and
I don't know. We can give your friend a name, whatever, if you want, but he's like, he's already captured, Edna and Lord Dante and Nikos, and the word is he's going to execute them, and he's looking for Obaha and Lady Elizabeth.
I mean, it's not exactly friends with them. So, but I don't know anything about why this has happened. So I guess I'm not actively relaying information to him about the. Didn't he send us?
It's been multiple days, and this right now is actually happening before what they told you.
But so I have.
Well,
I
your guy, your
relation...
friend there,
yes.
he tells you, word is that the council betrayed him, and he's rounding them all up to get information, and he's presumably going to execute these three for certain.
Which three was it? Oh, the mage.
Nikos.
I was like, if it was Penguin, then fucking go for it.
Just go for it.
I mean, I guess I will.
And they're looking for the druid and the Lady Elizabeth.
Am I wearing my brooch where I can talk to Nikos?
I don't know. Are you?
Sure.
You locked it up and never told me you wanted to use it. So why would you be wearing it now? Is the question.
I generally lock it up when I'm having private. I mean, how far away from my house am I? I'm assuming I have to run to my house to alert Fiverr and the dogs, and we've got some sort of security
you're up here in
protocol.
Downcliff,
Just leave them all. Leave them all.
They're down here about where the S is on Starfish Cove,
There's 50 maps. Which map?
The only one that says Salt Marsh.
It's to the south of the board directly.
Okay, so I'm.
See, these over here are their factories.
Yes. Our house was over here on the shore.
The blue dot is over here where most of your people are, and your place I always thought of it being down here by the wall, but
it's been here.
It was this blue
always.
thing right here. So I'm at home when someone came to tell me?
Nope, you were up here with your people,
Oh, right. Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to be. I'm assuming it would be the smart thing to do to have some type of way to quickly communicate with my house. Maybe I have like one of the dogs with me and I send it back because it can theoretically move faster than I can, to sound the alarm, to schedule our to trigger the take the children
sure, you can
to
have
safety.
you can have a dog with you. I don't care.
Yeah, so triggering the take the kids to safety, have some secret place that Fiverr and I have set up to protect the family. And then when I get there,
I mean, Tintin, she probably hangs with you, she's a female dog,
Cool. Okay. So yeah,
So 1010 runs back to Warren Fiber, but I don't know about this escape route. I've never heard of it before now, but
I'm
Just follow the coast, run down.
yeah, like
You-
yeah,
You do have a
somewhere.
very secure door on your house now.
So I mean, so maybe that's the set, like, because this is just the part of the house that everyone knows about. Maybe we have, like, that lock, and then there's another tunnel in here where the chests are, that, like, a safe room for the babies.
so you're heading home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there, tell everybody, grab my brooch, and try to message old Nikos to be like, what the fuck,
When
dude?
you run out to the street to head back down there and up, basically coming around and way up here, you see like 50 troops coming down the road into the Downcliff. They're led by, obviously officers, etc. And everybody's getting the fuck out of the way. They're just walking down here, and
Where's Ruth?
you know,
Is she with me? Is she at the house?
I figured she was, yeah, whatever temple she hangs out at. But she can be there. But if she dies, it's on you.
I was just trying to get just figure out what's her figure was on the thing. I mean, she didn't have to be here. I don't. So which direction are they coming from?
They're coming from town, up this way, up through the salt dock down into the Downcliff.
Okay, yeah. Well, I will. I'll have spells. Start to making you for the duration each. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be running right after. I can cast.
You'll get home long before they.
Okay.
You'll get home before
cool.
they catch you. I mean.
Okay.
And they're not even running; they're just walking down the road. Granted, there's 50 plus of them, but still.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll run back home and.
So you get all the way home. Fiver's there, and he's like, "WTF? What's going on?" And
yeah. Yep. Send all of the babies to safety.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? What are you doing?
Into the safe room. Because there's a lock. There's a lock
into
on
the room that has a lock.
Yeah. There's a lock on the.
He's putting them with the gold.
Yeah, there's the arcane lock on the outside door, and then there's an arcane lock on the inside room that has the treasure chests.
Yeah, and then there is a hidden tunnel inside there that's like a safe room for the family. No additional locks or anything. It's just you can't see it theoretically when you enter.
All right, you shuttle all the youngins and everyone inside this room,
Yes.
And then, so do you go in there too, or?
Well, no, I mean, because they knew I was around, right? Like.
Oh, they definitely know. Hang on a second, I gotta take this call.
Be right back.
Hey, Matt, you there?
Nah, he's using the bathroom.
Come here, do you do programming too, or no?
I do.
Do you know
Oh,
something
God.
called eggplant?
Eggplant?
Eggplant.
Eggplant. I do not.
My buddy is saying some kind of language. I think that was the name of it that he's starting to learn. It's kind of like Python, I guess, but
Oh,
supposedly easier.
Nice. I know Python's supposed to be. I did a little bit. I really enjoyed it. That's actually what they're using to teach intro classes now at MTSU is Python.
Yeah, I've done a little bit through my cyber stuff, not much.
Yeah, I actually, while I was still at MTSU, I kind of wanted to take the intro class with Python just to see what was sort of different about it. I took a class where we used Python, but I'd like to be able to understand it a little bit better. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about eggplant. But there's always something new coming out. Something, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So he was doing some kind of network job. He'd been working there for a month, and then since he has his bachelor, his boss offered him another position, which gave him a $20,000 pay increase.
Nice.
And he just has to learn that whatever language, which I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a ton of resources online to learn just about anything.
back.
So.
Yeah.
So, Bill, you and Five are hiding in there too? Everybody hiding, or what's the story?
No, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
It says each creature you choose within 30 feet of you. So I've literally like everything that isn't in like we're all gonna get together. Cast Without a Trace, Pass Without a Trace, send Tintin and the children, and maybe like her youngest pup, I don't know, whatever, down in there. Fiverr will hide in the house. I'll have Lockjaw with me. The rest of the dogs will just be hiding, around the property. And I'll have, I guess, my Fire Drake, just since I had it last as well. And again, we'll all have Passed Without a Trace, so they shouldn't be able to see us. And I'll just sort of be just waiting to see what happens. Oh yeah, and grabbing that brooch.
Okay.
To try and communicate with Nikos to just be like, "The fuck did you do, man?"
Yeah, you before they get, you can see them coming down the road, and they're easily coming directly for your house, and presumably what would have been Ralik's house,
Yeah, but
or Eric's now, I guess.
Where's Eric? Is he here?
Eric's on the ship.
No, Eric's on the ship.
Oh, good lord! You took T1, T2, and Eric. You just took everybody.
I told you, man. Just make it one mission done,
Could be.
I think I was off taking care of plants. I came back in to hear the. Anyway.
And before you get there, you holler out the Nikos or whatever. And he's like, it's over. We couldn't hide it from him. He said you should leave. You should be safe, but you should leave. I don't know what his intentions are.
What does that mean? What did they do? The whole council, without me knowing anything, is fucked everything up?
It was. He's like, no, it was before. It was before you were even on the council. And you can hear him. He in his head, he's thinking to himself. He's being basically stripped down right now, and they're getting ready to like impale him on a spike, and he's like just panicking, and his mind's all over the place. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Oh.
And then he just like screams out both vocally and mentally. As they they rub shove a big ass 14-foot spike up his ass, and it protrudes out through his neck.
Well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
That's how it's done. And they do it to Lord Dante, Edna, and him, and about 15 other pro-con followers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucked up. Okay.
Soldiers march down to the house, and they'll spread out, circling it, and guy on a horse gets off, comes up to you, and he's like,
Well, he can't see us yet.
They're circling the house. They'll see you.
Well, no, because I have pass without a trace.
Well, it doesn't make you invisible, though.
It's just so you don't leave any tracks.
Yeah.
Essentially, unless you were hiding, which that's another thing. So.
Yeah, well, I was gonna be like sort of off, away a little bit, and then walk up after they got there, as if I just
That's fine. You can do that. Whenever they see you coming, they'll march up to you, kind of surround you or whatever, and say, tell you, you need to come with us peacefully, and don't make this worse than it is.
And
as of right now, we don't have any real suspicion of you because you joined the council late, but you're still on the council, so
And I genuinely don't understand what's going on, so I'm going to ask since like I don't know what you're talking about. Like what?
He said, well, I'm not at liberty to tell you. You have to ask Angelica and Iskillion about that. But either way, you're coming with us. You can leave your dog behind.
I would rather not.
I'm not asking you. You're going to leave him behind, or he'll stay here forever.
Sassy. All right.
Same thing goes for that little dragon thing.
Well, that's
your lizard.
I mean, I guess I could leave it. Fair enough. I'll speak Draconic to it. Can I communicate with it telepathically, or do I have to actually talk to it?
Okay. I'm assuming you have to talk to it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll just tell it in Draconic. Stay here. Follow at a. You know where to find me or something like. So it can follow along at a distance.
They tell you to, leave your weapons as well. Leave all that stuff.
Rude.
Smart.
Well, pass it off to Char, I guess, and fucking go with them.
They take you back. they take you to the execution square, wherever it is, and Gillion's there with Mr. Anders, and well, Darkman guy's not there. He's definitely not there.
So these three are dead.
They're impaled up on the racks.
All right.
And they just basically put you in with these guys, and then they put you into a, once they march you past that, they put you into like just a bare room with some chairs and a table. And
When does this all happen in relation to our voyage? Did it all happen in sequence, or?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
it happened whenever you guys were down here, before you reported in back over here.
I feel
Where
like
are we?
if Vil were telling them what was happening, I don't think.
Where are we at?
You're right where you're at. Where you at right now?
Well, before
I don't
we
know where the
reported
map
in,
is.
it was like we were way back here.
Oh yeah, but that was a day, and then now you guys are hovering up here in the
Well,
mountains.
Yeah, but that happened, so we would be turning this direction and flying back towards Saltmarsh.
Well, how would you even know? She never once said she told you.
Well,
I mean, this is all
she
just.
would have told us.
Yeah, and that's what
Well,
that's
then
what
she needs to say. She needs to tell you.
Well, I
people get
was.
excited. They do stuff. You
Well-
told me you were talking to Nikos. You didn't say you were talking to them.
No, I think Matthew interrupted. Somebody interrupted because I was like, I'm confused about when you said this happened earlier than, because I was like, I would be conveying this to them, so I don't know.
It happened like a day after they were down here, so they're right up in here somewhere north of Darkpine.
Okay, okay.
It was right here when we saw the people coming out of Darkpine to
Okay.
Thornhold.
I thought we had gone back in time a little bit, but
We did, because we had been one day further. We were up here.
okay.
Well,
Yeah, because I mean,
that's
yeah,
like
I
a
was.
day's travel right about there.
Yeah, because the whole thing was like Buckthorn was communicating what they had seen to Vil so she could tell Iskillion. So, I mean, she is also like explaining what's happening back to them. So
You haven't. You just you explained that to one of his liaisons. You haven't seen him in days.
Well, I know. That's what I was. Yeah, I was. That was my. I was. I'm in communication constantly with Stubbs to relay this information. So yeah. So I'm telling them what's happening.
All the Uncle Sean is asking for is in the future, say it. I thought it was inferred also.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of this happened at the time when I was saying, well, I'm telling them what is going on. So anyway, yeah. Okay, it's fine.
He gets like flipped underground. He's 6 feet under already. But yeah, Mr. Anders and Gillian, they don't know what the fuck's going on yet. They're like terrified, just like you are. They're like, "What the hell's going on? I don't know what's going on." But they do know, like the druid.
Did they genuinely not know what's going on? Can I roll like a
You certainly can.
perception or whatever to? Oh God, where are all my
It's,
dice now?
Where's my book? Damn it! What's the right skill, man? It's not deduction. It's
Sorry, what's the situation?
Investigation.
Making sure that they are genuinely they don't know what's going on.
Insight.
Insight is what it is. Yeah.
I got a 13.
Well, I mean, they don't seem to be holding anything back. They generally seem to be scared and not knowing what's going on. And they're like both think they had really, just like you, thought they had really good, converse going on. So, And Edna's like really well known and well loved in the city, and he didn't hold back. He just killed her. And Lord Dante's kind of a prick, but he wasn't a evil person. And Nikos was the major mage of the city, and so he just killed 3 really well known people, along with like 15 other Proconites, and
Lovely.
and a day will go on, crowds will gather, you'll hear people out there, you'll hear fights and everything
A
going
day has gone by. How many hexes do I move during a day?
Yeah, so
on. And
as I'm relaying all of this to my child and
Is that Ruth's god?
what now?
Whatever the protocon, whatever the hell that is.
No, that is
No,
not Root.
she's
He worships
okay.
Talos.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
you're not
we-
talking about it. Okay.
yeah, because we like explicitly like sided with him over the Procon people because Procon told us to kill him, right?
Yes.
And I have their staff or their trident.
You do.
Oh, cool. Maybe
How-
you
how
don't
f-
come back into the city.
How far do the ships move in a day?
He hadn't moved yet. That'll happen. They'll keep her in a whole day, but something else is gonna happen before that happens, on your end.
Okay.
I'm
And-
just kind of like,
Okay.
going through this first.
And
Go for it.
also, Stubbs is now talking to Jekyll directly instead of relaying all this traumatic information to Buckthorn about his mother.
Oh.
Do what?
Okay. The dog is down talking to me directly. I was confused also.
Yeah. Yeah. Stubbs is talking to Jekyll instead of telling Buckthorn everything, because that's a lot for a child to have to deal with.
He's not a child. He's a full-grown adult.
It's his mom.
All right.
All
Continue.
right. Yeah, but okay. Like I said, that'll happen. Actually, that actually happens in the evening. But because this is about sundown up in here. On you guys' end, I need to know who's on lookout, who's on deck right now.
I mean, I
Jekyll's
think
flying.
we were camping. Wasn't it nighttime when we said we were moving off?
Well, you are, but I assume somebody was always kind of still on lookout. If not, that's fine too. I just made the
Yeah.
assumption.
We've been having watches every other night we rested, so there's no reason not to have it tonight.
Yeah.
And honestly,
We should
after
have
getting
had,
that relay, I'm just gonna fly through the night. So we're still moving.
All right.
We totally should have put one robot on each ship so they could be in the crow's nest and always watching.
They still have to rest.
But they can.
Well,
like,
then I
watch
guess
the-
it's-
anyway.
Like I said, I'm gonna need to know who's literally on deck.
I am at the wheel. Jekyll is at the wheel.
So Jekyll's at the wheel.
I guess T1's gonna be at the wheel, and T2 was still up in the crow's nest.
Yeah. And I guess Buckthorn would still be up there as well to give him something to occupy his mind.
Daga has no choice but to be on deck.
I could go through the hatch, man. Don't be hating.
So T2 got a 18 for perception.
Okay. He's already rolling his dice.
Well, you told us to roll perception. I thought he was on the lookout.
Yeah, who is ever up there?
I got a 24.
Okay.
It's the gnomes.
Jekyll got a 17.
It's okay. I just
Oh, so the people piloting need to roll too?
that's what I said. Anybody on deck. You're gonna see it. I just want to know what you roll.
Grexus and Daga are over there playing dice in the corner, so they didn't see anything. They got a 4.
Where the hell did that come from?
they were looking at they're playing dice. They had their head down below the railing,
Mm-hmm.
Daga's laying on his big fat belly.
Grexus is taking a liking to Daga, so
T1 got a 20,
A 20.
and Eric was down below. So
I'm also gonna say that after Lockjaw and Char relayed what had happened to Fiver, he's gonna go out and signal for Marvin.
he lights the crab fire.
Yeah.
the beacon is lit.
Do-do-do-do.
And yeah, that's all fine. And yeah, this all kind of happens simultaneously in the evening as the sun, crashes down as it goes down. That would be
The
a
world is way worse
That's-
off.
That feels
Yep.
like what's happening, so.
All right, so we're on the deck.
And suddenly there's just this blinding greenish, white light that goes off, and I mean it lights up the entire skies, and
flare.
and you guys are just buffeted with and it's just a second later you're just buffeted with heat and fire and green flame, and it just sounds like the end of the world just goes. It's just like all the way in Salt Marsh. The ground shakes from this explosion, and it's just, you hear people, they just like scream. They don't know what it is. It's the loudest thunder you've ever heard in your life, and godlike explosion. And well, actually, where are you guys?
We were in the mountains.
Yeah, off to the east of you. You guys are 4,000 feet up, and here we go. Which it's dark. You can't really see it because but you can see it now because it's lit up in what should be the Phalanx to you.
Can't see it. I see that extra.
Oh.
You
There it
see
is.
that? Boom! And then a second and a third one go off in the Phalanx over there, and you can now. All of you need to make like a DC 15 con save that saw it, that looked at it.
Well, Grexus and Daga don't. They were looking at the deck.
No, they don't. They hear it. But
Yeah.
3 of them go off.
Oh, okay. I was like, ah. All right, rolling for Jekyll.
I didn't make it.
Jekyll made it by a lot.
I only got a 13.
Nice. But you, Lawrence?
T1 got a 20.
Well, DC 15. So.
And T2 got a 25.
Well, again, it was only DC 15.
So I think Buckthorn's the only one that didn't make it then.
I don't know. I can't remember if Jekyll made it or not, honestly.
Jekyll made it.
So Buckthorn didn't make it. You are just blinded from this bright light. That's what you get for having that +9 perception or whatever. And and even from here, you can just, all of the Phalanx are just lit up in green flame and fire. And whatever it was, you feel certain just killed tens of thousands, or if not all of them. The whole forest is on flame.
Cool new map.
So I'm literally blinded.
You are
Okay.
blinded.
Okay, I added it as a condition.
Were you holding the poor puppy over the ledge at the time?
No, he was down.
Fortunately, the puppy was down there with Jekyll.
Yeah. And as we've covered, he has terrible eyesight already, so he was not. He don't see shit.
That was just.
Told you not to stare at the sun.
Yeah, it's sorry, man. I could have done better on the map, but it gets the point across.
It does.
Feels pretty effective to me. Isn't that where the rabbits came from?
You know, supposedly.
The Feylands are honestly another plane, so this was more of an outpost on this plane.
Oh, okay.
They're just like the elves. They got a prime material place, you know. It's where the Summer Queen was like banging your other chick, though.
Ice
True.
cream van.
You know, so I don't know where her tomb is, but it's probably disturbed.
Meep. She could still be alive. We don't know. We'll never know.
She escaped with the Summer Queen's court back to the Feylands.
The world will never know.
$15 after that, 10 seconds after that, you know, your balloons are hit with massive winds. Time for some more violating rolls.
More what rolls? Piloting.
Piloting.
I thought you said violating, and I was like, I do feel kind of violating.
21.
All right. Lawrence, where you at?
Safe to say Buckthorn
9.
is cowering in the crow's nest, like just holding on to things and
Yeah, you guys were,
crying.
you were pulling away. Matt, your ship is just, it's buffeted. It is like pushed away and, flings, it's violently tossed and everything. But you managed to like bring it back under control. Lawrence, you like spiral down, you lose, 2,000 feet of altitude easily. And the boat twists and the lines get, start to twist and snap, from the boat and the balloon. And you realize you are going down. You're going to have to make some more saving throws. Matt, his boat drops out of sight. You can barely see the, fire, but you can tell he's spinning. He's spinning around like a balloon with a lead weight on the bottom of it.
I mean, obviously we'll make way to like go for rescue, but whatever happens with him is going to resolve long before we get there. So go for it.
That's right. All right, Lawrence, you got to try and save it. You're going down. Matt didn't even need guidance; he just straight aced it.
17.
17. She loses another 1,000 feet. It spirals down. You can hear people down below going, ah! You might think, somebody might have flown off the deck if they're up here.
Keep rolling.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you were going to do anything else. I didn't know if you were going to just say fuck it and feather fall off the side.
You can do that at the last minute.
Well, your action is your action, so.
7.
You're 1,000 feet. The ground's coming up quick. The white tops of the mountains are closing in on you. You fail this roll, you're going to crash. You gonna hit the deck?
All right. Yep, it's gonna be a fail. I got 4, 8, 9.
It slams into the mountain range, just crashes down. The balloon just, rips apart.
Well, it was good knowing everybody. I tried.
The ship is just utterly destroyed. The casing on the fire elemental breaks off, and he's just burst into flames himself. He's just now. A second ago, when does T1 have featherfall and all that?
He has Featherfall. T2 does. T1 has Featherfall. And then Eric has nothing. The captain goes down with the ship. It's okay. Don't even roll damage because I know they're dead. Because that's you can't calculate how many dice that would be of thousands of feet. Because every 10 foot is what, a d6.
Maybe, I think, yeah.
So they're all dead. Easy enough.
People survive airplane crashes, so
They do. I was just wondering why you didn't jump when you had the chance, is what I was saying.
so T1 went down with the ship. What did T2 and Eric do during this whole endeavor?
Well, Eric was down in the hole, so there's no escape for him. Because I'm sure he was finally held against the wall from the spinning out of control. And T2 was in the crow's nest, so I mean, maybe he was violently thrown out. I don't know, or he was locked into it. But like I said, they all just went down with the ship.
You don't want to cast Featherfall with T2?
I guess I could.
I mean, I'm not going to force you, but it just feels like something a T2 would do.
I'm not going to force you either. I just, I just thought for sure you would. My question wasn't. Well, I could be wrong. Hey, whatever you want is what you want. And yeah, people do survive. So yeah, there are dice involved and some other things.
So let's see. So that's how many dice would that be? Geez, what was it, like 34,000 feet because we were above, higher than our.
Technically, D&D says it stops at 20. I don't really agree with that, but
Well, it'd be 20 dice plus what?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. Well, I just want to know whether or not you want all your characters to hit, even when you have a chance, just blatantly to save one. Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I'll roll a dice for it. We'll see.
All right. Well, I've been holding this shit for a minute. Tell me how this turns out.
It looks like he jumped. Damn it. See, I knew it was a good idea to bring all three.
Said we should have put one on the other airship.
Nah, it doesn't matter. I had an inkling something was going to happen when he was bringing all the characters together. It seems like there's a culling coming.
Mm-hmm. He's been trying to murder us since the first session.
Well, that's always the intention. It's like the goals of the DM, man.
Not the goal of the DM.
Depends on the DM. It's the goal of Uncle Sean. For this campaign. This is the only one I've ever played with him.
I mean, I've played a lot of D&D games. I mean, obviously not as much as Uncle Sean, but I've had more characters die with him than I ever have in my years.
Same. My only character deaths have been with him.
You could try and do something epic, Lawrence. Grab a rope, try and acrobatically swing down onto the deck and get the crew. Even if you fail, you can still cast Featherfall at the last moment.
Is his the crew that has the hook hands?
Nah, that's
Oh, you
Jekyll's
have
crew.
the hook hands. I was like, the hook hand guys would be fucked. They've got
You might even be able
disadvantage
to
on dexterity throws.
swing down and, get it cast on T1.
I just need this new spell that's happening and nuclear
Also,
explosion.
there's no reason that T1 couldn't have cast Featherfall at the same time he made his last piloting roll, because it's a reaction.
I know.
How much time does it take to build something? You could
I
take
could. I mean,
your legs off and turn them into glider wings.
And not to mention, you were falling a long time. Eric would have had plenty of time to go up the stairs and get to T1's side.
I mean, there'd probably have to be some rolls for that one, though.
Yeah, but there's things you can be doing, is what I'm trying to point out. You can try to be doing things to save people. Like T1 is piloting, and that's fine. And Eric still has his actions. All the crew members have their actions. T2 has his actions.
Was planning on playing this many characters today.
I wasn't either. I was completely caught off guard. I was
Yeah,
thinking
I
we were
thought
going
it
to play
was a
Grexus.
casual adventure with our level 6 guys.
Same. I came in. I was expecting for Grexus and Buckthorn and Eric to be doing something.
Yeah, that's why I just threw them all three on a ship, and potentially maybe murdering them because
Yeah,
I don't want to play three at a time.
I definitely don't want to play 3 at a time either. I've been very vocal about that.
I feel like we just need to get back to the basics and one character. That's it. No matter what happens.
Having a backup character is fine. They just need to. They need to be in an inn waiting until we need them.
Well, the backup character is literally only there when your character dies. You will never play them.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Even if there's some mission that comes up where they're not involved or anything like that, you can't play your backup character till that
Yeah.
character dies. That way it's always
I
solidifies that.
I'm on board.
Mm-hmm.
Say no more.
Well, I was like, Vil was only supposed to be here because, Fiverr had died. And then Fiverr somehow didn't die or got captured or something. I don't know. And Buckthorn happened just because I was bored one day when y'all were talking too much. And now he's gonna die.
You're on my ship.
Yeah, so he hasn't died yet, but he's about they're all gonna die. Just everyone's dying.
We're not all gonna die.
Everyone's gonna die.
We're gonna be fine.
We're dying.
I need that nuclear spell though.
The nuclear spell? If I had to guess, that was 3 Skaven bombs going off.
I don't know what Skaven are, but okay.
Really?
In this world, they do not exist.
Oh, they do exist, because Warhammer Darkpine is from Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh, this is true.
So there's no
This
reason.
is all this weird hashing of different multiverses in here.
Yeah, there's no reason there couldn't be Skaven that came through at the same time.
So what we're saying is we need to have a campaign of Skaven. Got you.
All right, I'm back.
All right, so apparently I'm going to attempt to save all three of my characters.
Wait a second. To my knowledge, I could be wrong on this. Matt might know better, but I thought Featherfall was a reaction, right? So technically,
Yes.
you could have, the not Jekyll. I always forget Jekyll's name now. I'm thinking T1 could make his roll. He could literally stay to the last. He makes his roll. He realizes he's going down, then he could cast it or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that, but you seem to not want to do that. And technically, same thing with T2. Technically, all these guys would have to make rolls to either be thrown off or thrown over, or assuming you wanted to try and climb up from the hold, you could make
So
whatever rolls to do that.
Eric's gonna do that and go to T1 because he'd be the closest one. And my other two guys are gonna use Featherfall. Well, we were just discussing so I have 3 characters. That's a lot of rolls for me. We want to kind of stick with the one character. I know we're doing 2 different areas or whatever, but I feel like we should get back to where we only have one character at a time ever, but we always have a backup character sitting at, like Matt was saying, sitting at an inn. We don't ever touch that character no matter what the mission is, no nothing, till our character dies. Because it's getting a lot. It's getting a lot.
I didn't tell you to make all them characters. If you can have as many, you can play whoever you want. I said if you want to stop playing one of those characters, I didn't tell you to bring them all 3 on this boat.
But
Just
no
like I
matter
didn't
what,
tell Matt to bring 'em on.
something was going to happen at the town. You already said that, so we either chose one or the other mission.
Well,
You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
that, but I didn't take your agency away from what you wanted to do. I flat out
Regardless,
said,
let's resolve this situation.
All right. So what do I need to roll for Eric?
And so I guess my question was, while I was sitting there launching a black rocket, is why would you just not cast those spells when you have them at your disposal?
He wants to role play his characters now, so we're gonna go through that process. So he's starting with Eric. From the moment the winds hit, what did Eric do?
Trying to get to the top, to get to T1.
All right, I would think that would be athletics rolls, so because the ship's spinning around violently and you're a pretty strong dude, I think that would, you just have to go basically off of that DC that they made. So you got what, 1 staircase, 2 staircases to get to here?
So 16 plus 8.
Well, okay, yeah, you made it up the first one.
Things
Or-
are crashing around.
You see all these other guys just be slunging around into shit.
17 plus 8 again.
Damn. Fucking Spider-Man. You're coming up in, you get up here now, Well, right out here, my bad.
Let me look at Featherfall again.
Five.
Well, the salty bitch rolled a 20. She makes it up top. She'll find some more salty bitches.
All right, that's all Eric's got to do. Because as long as he's within 60 feet of him.
Yeah, but you can't see him. He's still inside, right?
I thought you said Eric made it to the top. No?
Right.
He's right here on this door. This doesn't represent. This is the top of the stair. Comes out over here. He made it up these 2 stairs. All you gotta do is make 1 more dice. You apparently have plus 9 or something.
$14 plus 8.
Totally makes it. Oh, I was moving the wrong character for Eric. My bad. Sorry, ship crewman, you're dead.
I mean, might as well see if they can live. Right?
I was rolling for him. That dude rolled a 1. He must have got slumped. Ah!
I can choose up to 5 people within 60 feet of me. So
Right. And I mean, not to mention, man, it's not a concentration spell, so
it's not, no.
Oh, somebody else rolled a 20. Man, he's still a good crew you got.
I mean, you're the captain of that vessel, man. The first time you rolled the winds hit, you had a reaction. What did you do?
peed a little.
These three are still down in the hole. They'll never make it well.
So we got 2 more that need to make the rolls.
Not one of them was thrown clean off the boat. He's gone.
Oh, you still got 2 right here next
No,
to 2.
they both rolled 20s, so they're good.
Oh, well then.
How many were on the deck in the first place?
Basically these two guys. Well, not Eric, but this guy, another dude who got thrown off, and these dudes
Alright,
were downstairs, and these dudes were down.
I'm gonna role play for the guy that's getting thrown off. He's hanging onto the rope. He's like, "Captain, save me! Do something!"
Well, I mean, is he within 60 foot of me?
The whole boat's within 60 feet of you.
You can roll another dice for it. Is he strong enough to hang on to it before it hits?
Just
I mean, if he's within 60 feet of me, I mean, automatically he'll get the feather fall. So.
Well, I didn't know what he flew off in the first 1,000 feet, but yeah, I mean 4,000 feet, but it's fine. Yeah, go for it. You can save him. I don't care. I mean, he doesn't mean anything to me.
Save as many as I can. I mean, if there's more, then T2 can have the rest of them.
I mean,
well, T2 probably can't see anybody, but
you've got multiple first level spell slots, so
I'm sure they're not all feather falled, but
it's not how it works for artificers, man. Actually, I'm not sure that's how it works for anyone anymore. Spell slots aren't devoted to a specific spell anymore. You have spell slots and they can be cast on anything you have prepared.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but you can only have so many prepared, right? So
yeah, but
that's the same thing, you know.
No, it's not.
If you can only have 4 things prepared, why would you have 4 feather falls? Is what I'm saying.
He doesn't have 4 feather falls. He has 4 different spells, and he can choose to cast any of those spells between 1 and the max number of spell slots he has. You don't choose specific spells for your slots. You choose prepared spells and then spend your slots as you see fit.
So I could cast Featherfall 4 times because I have 4 first level spells, I guess. Or I can cast a Featherfall, Cure Wounds, another Cure Wounds, and then a Shield. And then I didn't get to cast my Thunder Wave because I didn't cast it.
Correct.
That's what, yeah.
I mean, you only needed 1 anyway, right? So.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right, onwards.
I mean, there's only the people up top and who made it up here, so. So, all right, well.
So you slam into the ground, your ship just shatters into 1,000 pieces. And, you know, you guys are on top of this mountain up here, and it is definitely cold up here, but
Shoot up a signal flare. Come find me.
Hit the other airship. It starts going down.
What is that? A light spell on a crossbow bolt?
Sounds good.
he only lost 3 crew members.
They didn't even have names yet. It's fine.
Damn, cold.
Did he save the captain? Or the leader of the sub crew?
He did. She's right there. Cassandra, the salty pig, and her right-hand man, the 10.
Huzzah. All right.
So you saved, 4 of your guys and your other dude. I mean, you see him go down. He's like crashes into the side of the mountain. You know, just a spectacular fireball as the container holding the fire elemental goes up, and the fire elemental is destroyed from the damage because he was held. And it goes up in a ball of fire.
All the arcane sigils holding him in place explode.
What up?
So, dude,
It's a bloodbath, man.
Well, we're just gonna spiral down and try and
I didn't
get.
know Supposed to be playing a dark elf. Dark elf in a bloodbath. Hey.
Just be careful, Brad. Everyone's getting put up on a pike right now in the town where you're at.
He wasn't on the council, or she wasn't on the council.
Oh.
She's just off chilling.
Logging in, Brad.
I'm working towards it.
Recap. Iskillion sent us on a mission to scout because Darkpine wasn't responding to messages. We take our 2 ships along with everyone but Fiverville and Ruth, and we set off on an expedition down through Darkpine. We get all the way to Darkpine.
So Jekyll and everybody's on the move.
Yes, everyone's on the move. And we get all the way down to Darkpine, and we see, that the border forces are all killed by something unknown, both our side and their side. There's a mass exodus of Darkpinian citizens to the coastline, obviously fleeing something. We're over the mountains near Darkpine, and 3 nuclear devices go off in the Phalanx, utterly destroying them and causing
A nuclear device. So, mushroom clouds and everything, huh?
Oh
mushroom
yeah, we
clouds
even
and
had
everything.
pictures.
And at the exact same time when that happens, back in the city, Iskillion is rounding up the council members and having them executed. Some scheme was going on in the council that we don't know about, so there's no details on that. But obviously, Iskillion found out. He's mad.
3 of them have been murdered so far.
Vil has been
I'm in a prison
taken into
cell.
custody and is awaiting a talk moment at some point. We just made piloting rolls on the airships because we got hit with the nuclear blast, airwave. And I made mine. T1 failed his. His ship went into crash mode. He failed 3 more piloting rolls and the ship crashed, but he cast Featherfall and got most of his crew off alive and all of his characters off alive, so that's good. And
he had a dark moment, almost committed suicide.
Almost committed suicide, but he didn't.
So he was actually committing suicide. He wasn't crashing.
No, he was
fail his rolls. He was committing suicide, crashing the ship.
No, he failed his rolls, but he had other options, so he chose to use them. And now we're spiraling down to pick him up. You are caught up.
Okay.
I have your mage on my ship.
Fiverr lit the signal to get Marvin to come up. So maybe they can. I don't know.
She called the ocean Rohirrim.
She wants to see the flumper.
That's right.
Ocean Rohirrim.
Fiverr might need a stepmom for all these kids. I don't know.
Man, she has a bunch already.
That's true.
Fluff probably does have good techniques on how to take care of children.
She's got, plenty of. The moms are like,
what's with the cat force back here? Oh my God.
That's the pet campaign that I'm playing with Matthew. He didn't have a figure for his Grexus.
Yes, the last time.
So I pulled Willow out, and then I had to show off the rest of them. And I just left them here because I got room on the table. Might as well.
I'm enjoying looking at them right now.
Yeah, those are all of our animals.
We are spiraling down to pick up our compatriots.
I'm paying attention.
Sorry.
Oh, and Buckthorn is blind.
She was looking right at the 3 explosions when it happened.
Yeah.
She's blinded.
Buckthorn!
Yeah, his very first mission, and it's not going great.
And Ruth, you're in the town, but they didn't come looking for you. They were only looking for council members. And But
Yeah. Was she
they-
somewhere
I'm,
that she?
I'm up at the new church and the the area where they take care of the sick and infirm up there.
that's fine.
Has she
But-
seen what's happening with Vil and everything? Which
Well, it gets to her like that they're rounding up all the council members, and there are troops everywhere in the city looking for them. And they captured 3 of them, and they summarily executed them by impalement. And that was Nikos the Mage and Lord Paxton and Edna Ornuland, the Dockmaster. So they are no more. And they're currently looking for, Obaha the Druid and the Lady Elizabeth. They haven't found them yet, supposedly. And you'll be able to, land your plane on a mountainside and pick all of them up. Since apparently, you actually do know how to fly your plane, your boat, blimp.
Not really. I'm not proficient in it. I just have a high intelligence.
You just rolled good. It's over 20.
Rolled a 16.
Hey man, you're smart. What can we say? So yeah, you'll be picking them all up. And then once you're done with that, you'll set off in whatever direction you wish to set off into. And
We are going to Salt Marsh.
yeah, and those lights will be burning the entire night, lighting up the sky, and you'll see them until way into the next day. And
is someone able to get Buckthorn down out of the crow's nest?
Well, when we don't hear from you after a while, we'll send someone up there.
Okay. He's just
Yeah,
curled up in the fetal position.
it takes some effort, but they get you down.
Maybe he's become Thumper. I bet you his legs twitching.
Oh, I'm so sad. Put him down.
Well,
in
the
a-
corpse lancer had a quick life.
Now
That's
we know
what
why he
happens
named it
when
Corpse.
you name your ship. Can't get attached.
Never attached.
I get
You can
attached to
rebuild it.
everything all the
Make a
time.
new one. I mean, how many times they blow up the Enterprise for God's
We
sake?
have the technology.
Not if we have to go make more fucking riddles.
Oh,
All right,
Lord.
T1. I'm glad you're alive.
We
T2,
just
Eric,
bring that awesome riddle teller that person.
Well, she's about to get a wooden spike shoved up her butt, apparently.
maybe not. All right, we pick them up and we're going to Salt
Do you-
Marsh.
All right, you're heading back northwest to Salt Marsh, or following the road, whatever you want to do.
We're not going into the Mirror of Dead Man. We're going to skirt its edge. So basically following the road.
Right.
T1 is going to support Jekyll on all of his rolls to give him advantage on piloting.
I mean, we'll just trade off, man. I'll rest in, actually. Yeah, we're flying.
All right.
Fly like an eagle.
It'll take you a day or two to get there, so a couple of
I'm
days actually. But
leaving
assuming you just
on an
maintain the same
airplane.
pace.
We're not gonna stress the ship, but we'll go as fast as we can within norms, and we're not sleeping. We're just flying.
Staying in communication with Vil the entire time.
I mean, Stubbs here will, yes.
Yes.
All right, Vil, you guys are locked down in there. Like I said, after a while, I mean, they'll keep you in there most of the day. You'll hear all types of commotion going on outside. And eventually they'll come get you, and they'll drag you back up to the through town,
No need to
and
drag, boys. I got legs. I can walk.
and they'll take you to where you know Iskillion's tent is. They'll take you in there, and he's got all these looks like journals and books laying out in front of him and stuff.
Is it just me, or did they bring the other two?
No, they brought all of them in there.
Okay.
It's him and Angelica and a couple other high-ranking guards and stuff that are in there.
No, I
So
meant
yeah,
Anders and.
yeah, Anders and Gillian are in there as well.
Oh, okay.
And he looks at you and he says, "The only reason any of you are alive is because I know for certain that none of you had anything to do with what transpired over the last few years." He points down at a book, and it's a ledger, that Iliander had kept all these years, and way back years ago, after Iskillion and had quote unquote passed on, him and the whole group, his whole original group had been wiped out. You know, uh, Iliander, he wrote down in there that liaisons and from the kobolds had come to Saltmarsh to ask for an alliance and was rejected by uh, the council members of the time, and so they went back and found new patrons to try and get them, to somehow survive or whatever. And Iliander was, he wasn't the war leader at the time. He was elected later, and so he blames all of them for starting this war. If he had just accepted them, it wouldn't, thousands of people wouldn't have died. And and he found us, the kobolds and everything, and there are various other under races that were there. They've been the reason no one's seen them in the last 3 years because they've been fighting a war under the ground, in the Underdark.
Hmm.
And there's a mysterious man that they just know him as Mr. Blue. They call him Mr. Blue. He's
I'm blue, double dee, double da.
exactly,
Double dee, bottle da.
and he's. I'm sorry, you say something?
Me? No, I was singing a song.
Yeah. So he blamed all the council members for the war at all. If he just accepted him like he originally wanted to do, then none of this would have happened. And his little Meepo went out and cut some deal with some dark underworld forces, to transform his people into whatever they are. And he suspects that this Mr. Blue is either someone from Neverwinter or someone from uh, Waterdeep. He doesn't know who it is, but he wants to find out. And that's why he sent these scouting missions out and everything to see what was going on. Because Darkpine doesn't even respond to him. Neverwinter stopped responding. Uh,
So at this point, this is after the explosion situation?
it is. He doesn't know what that is
Okay.
either, and he doesn't.
So now that I'm here with him, I can tell him
You could.
everything that I've been getting back from Stubbs. So
Right.
I would do that because that's a serious issue.
It is. It is. But he's like, you know, just instigated, martial law throughout the whole region, that he has control over, and he's calling up basically everyone over the age of 12, to fight. And he wants to actually try and go and talk to these, Well, he calls him Meepo, but that's not his name anymore. He goes by Grixis. A lot of Grixis around here. And he says he's electing all three of you to be, while he and his primary troop are gone, you guys are going to be in charge of Salt Marsh while he's gone. He basically demands you keep all of your people in line.
He putting you in
Oh,
charge.
good lord.
Basically is. He's going to give you a lordship over the down low, or a ladyship, I guess.
Holla holla.
And as far as any of the Proconites or whatever, he expects you to, like, if there's any unrest or whatever, put them on the spike.
Well, I will leave the spiking to my comrades.
And to your comrades.
the comic book villains, they seem. Anyway, I was muttering to myself. Continue.
Well, he expects you to, maintain law and order,
Yeah.
and because he doesn't know what all is going on down there. He certainly doesn't know what just happened in the south, down there. But he has a good idea why, the Dark Pinings are running to the coast. Presumably, they knew something he didn't. So, and he's going to want to know. Are you going to be able to do this?
I don't have much of a choice.
I mean, even some of your people, if they get out of line and start causing problems, you're going to be able to, do what has to be done. Mr. Anders and the other guy have no problem,
Yeah.
But you got a soft heart, so.
Yeah, there's no alternative at this point, so.
Well, he's offering you a lordship, whether you take it or not. He's not making you take it. He's asking you to do it because you're known.
It's sure there's a choice, but there's not really a choice. I'll do it. Yes, I'm doing it. Stoked about it. I'm pumped.
He says, he'll assign an entire, detachment for security in your area, and they'll be under your control. They'll answer to him and his higher ups, but they'll be there to help, maintain any order that needs to be done. And you won't have to get your hands dirty if somebody needs to be put down. You just tell them to do it. They'll do it.
Good to know.
But does that make your hands dirty or not? I don't know.
Whatever it takes to be able to sleep at night.
Hey, I call it sleeping pills, but yeah, he'll give you like a secretary. He'll give you several slaves, to do whatever you need to be done. And you'll have like 60 troops under your command, 2 companies.
Lovely.
Well, that's really one Greek company, but of course Anders, and they're like super stoked about it.
Yeah, I bet they are.
And right now, it's a council of 3. And he's got guys still out looking for the druid. He believes she's fled into the swamp. He's going to form parties to go. He's going to form parties to go looking for her.
Noted.
And he's doubling up on like whatever it takes to get these other, other airships made. Especially now that, you guys even just lost one.
That's fair. Okay.
And yeah, if you accept the lordship, ladyship, however you want to say it, hairship,
The lady hairship.
Like I said, he's not going to force you to do it because he knows you're innocent. But well, he wouldn't give it to you if you were guilty. He'd just kill you. But
No. No, I mean, not a lot of trustworthy people in this town, apparently. So, yeah, it's
you know,
the best leaders are the ones that don't want to lead. So, I'll be president one day.
who knows? You might be. You might be queen up here someday. Who knows?
There you go.
Queen of the rabbits. And with that, you guys will go back outside, and there's already a wagon there with a bunch of people there. The guards are there. Got all types of just about anything you need for what you need. You each now have he doesn't want you living down there in the low unless you just want to. You can have a house up here in the high end if you want. But he's giving you a lordship down there, and you've got plenty of money to make what you want down there. But just where you want to live.
Yeah, I mean,
Most of the
can't.
council members live up top, but
Well, and that's why they're all corrupt and awful. You have to live with the people that you represent to be able to represent their interests.
you know, and he'll tell you, send a message to Jekyll, tell him that we need to talk as soon as he gets back. If I'm still here, if not, speak to Exton. He'll know what to tell you.
Oakley dokley.
You guys walk past the bridge, which is now covered with people on spikes. You can head all the way back down here, to Fiver and them. Say, get out of the basement, for God's sake.
They had come out at some point and has Marvin made it there yet?
Yeah, Marvin's there. He's been hiding out in the water. Actually, man, I wasn't coming up when there was like 60 guys up here at your house. I don't know what that was, but it was death to me. So.
Yeah. So.
He wiggles around a little bit, gets in his plate mail armor. He says, I'll stay in this for the night. Stand watch. But you have a ton of guards now too, and they're actually going to build a place down there for them to stay. They're going to build a barracks down there in the Downcliff.
Nice.
I'm going to have to dip out. I apologize. I'm getting a little bit of some family aggro.
It's not a problem, dude.
Bye forever.
So.
You can hide out in the hull of that other ship.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all going to have some trauma to work through. This is the second plane crash, I think.
If I can, I'll be back on later.
Hey.
See you guys.
Bye. So yeah, I would Fiver and Vil and Marvin. Is there any weird shit happening in the land of the ocean with Marvin's people?
Nah, he's like, man, everything's everything's normal, but what's that big green light in the distance over there, man? There was like a tremor,
Yeah.
Well, thought it was an earthquake, but it, wasn't too bad where we were,
God, wish I could live underwater. Seems like a pretty good life. So yeah, we'll have Marvin all updated. We will orchestrate some escape strategies for future needs. Have several options presented available to us that we can discuss later as I come up with some stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's where I am.
They tell you they're making a beeline back for Salt Marsh, so.
That's good. Are there any healers that can fix Buckthorn's eyeballs? Is that like?
I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Oh, okay.
Hell, I even created made some spells for you to do it in the game. But
It's all right. I can cure it.
you're not gonna carve his eyes out and put robot ones in.
No.
No, I'm just gonna cast lesser restoration on him, and it removes the blindness condition.
You know,
Poof. Here you go. I
Yay.
stabbed you in the neck with some nanites.
Stabbed you in the neck. Ugh.
Thanks, boss.
What is the Phoenix, the Sky Shadow, Glorious Paradox, and Crimson Relic?
I was that website I found.
She's
Oh.
spitballing ship names.
Oh,
Ship
okay.
names.
I didn't see the.
It was
post
a
above that
simpler
where it said airship
time.
name.
Yeah, that was a simpler time when we had 2 airships. And we're
They're
just looking
throwing
for
everything
names.
at making more right now. Just takes a little bit. But out of game for a second. Was it just me, or did he want all 3 of those Skintoons to die?
Can't say I wasn't here.
I think he.
I mean,
just
I
is-
basically forced him to cast Featherfall, for God's sakes.
I think he's just frustrated because I think we all had a different expectation for what this session was going to be, and he doesn't, just like me, he doesn't want to play more than one character at a time. So,
I never told him to. I didn't tell you to.
but they all exist, so it doesn't matter if we had them or not. They still would have been in the town. They still would have had role play opportunities. So
That's fine.
they exist. And because we are in a very politically charged turmoil campaign setting, we're there's just more going on than just what's involved with what we're doing. So yeah, I think he was expecting to be playing Eric tonight and with Grexis and Buckthorn, and was put off by it.
I didn't hear anything. If you said anything, Sean.
Well, who says he's not going to be playing those guys? I just said I'm going to do this and get it out of the way. That's what I said.
I don't know, man. I'm just giving you my interpretation.
And besides, that's the stupidest reason I've ever heard to just kill all your characters. Because if you want to play one, why would you kill all of them?
I don't know, but
I mean, you see what I'm saying? I mean, I kind of got the idea he was mad because you made your rolls. I mean, and he didn't. He failed like 5 in a row, or at least 4 in a row.
don't know, man. You'll have to ask him.
I don't intend to ask him. I was just trying to understand what kind of psychosis you have to want to kill all your characters, or even just one. Just assume there was just one. Why would you do that?
The mind of a man is a mystery.
I mean, like I said, I've always said you take who you want. I don't care. Play one character, play 4 characters. It doesn't bother me. It's just what you can handle, what you want to do.
I mean, like I said before, I think we thought we were getting on the airship, and then we would be going somewhere, and we would be getting off with Grexis and Eric and whatever. T1 and Jekyll had to go, so we brought the others because that's who we were going to play if we went on some type of outing.
Well, that's who you're going to play when you get back. That's my point. Unless you wanted to change it, go somewhere and do with the other guys. But I needed, I mean, I could have just sent somebody out. Well, actually, I couldn't send anybody out. You guys sent them out. But I mean, it's just weird. I just don't understand that mentality at all. I don't even care what the reason for it is. That's just like childish shit. I'm like a 55-year-old man, and I'm sitting there watching some 30-plus-year-old man whine and kill his characters. Key word is man.
Let's go on, man. I'm good.
Give me like 10 minutes. My stomach's tore all to pieces. I'm gonna go back in and take another dump. The rabbit turd didn't do it earlier.
Okay.
Well,